Well, good morning internets, here we are. We have a vlog for the day that is already in progress. It's gonna be a good day. And yeah, welcome to our vlog. So, here we go. Well, I forget how long it's been. 2 days, 3 days? That I have been in the campsite here. I had an offer to go to the family campsite, spend another week or so here. I decided to take them up on the offer because, well, my trailer's fully stocked. All I really had to do was come and park it here, and I could have a final send-off to the camping season if this is the end of my camping season. The first day that I got here was a bit rough. I needed to rest and recover, recharge from the stress and the strain and all that stuff that I put myself through on the trying to do the driving holiday there. Looking back at the numbers, looking back at what I spent throughout this holiday, if I would have continued on that journey, on that path, there was probably another $1,000 or maybe $1,500 to complete the journey, especially at that kind of fuel consumption. So if that's the way the truck and trailer would have behaved on the big epic road trip that I had planned for the earlier part of this season, then there's no way that I could have even covered a quarter of where I wanted to go. Because I couldn't even cover a quarter of where I wanted to go on the route that I abandoned to come here. The second day was a little bit of resting and relaxation. The second day I noticed a little something with my dog. Her eyes looked weird, not glazed or cataracts or whatever kind of weird, but like an infection, red, kind of weird. And I was watching, and the first eye was one thing, but when it moves over to the second eye, then something needs to be done. Well, I phoned the local vet in the small town that I am by, and the local vet said, well, the nearest appointment is 6 days away. And I thought, well, whatever, right? Gonna have to take it, because sometimes vets are booked up. So then I thought, well, I'm only hour and 20 minutes or hour and a half from home. Let's phone the local vet at home. Well, I got in later on that afternoon. So that day was pretty much spent driving into town, going to vet appointment. Well, I was there, I stopped by the apartment to make sure that it was even still there. Because really, at this stage in the game, it's been the better part of a month since I've been home. And in fact, when I'm done this journey, it will have been a month since I have been home. So essentially, I've paid a month's rent for an apartment to sit empty. But hey, whatever, right? It'll come in handy in the winter months when it's minus 45 out and you can't live in your trailer. So once we got the dog looked at, got the drops for the eyes and the medication for the infection, they had took blood work and everything like that, and the blood work came back showing a little something. So I need to make a choice with my dog. What am I going to do? Am I going to give her surgery at her age? Or am I going to let nature take its course and let the dog have 1 or 2 more good years before the potential of something happens? She's been such a good dog, such a good companion. She's been more faithful than faithful and true than most humans have been that have come into my life. She has been there over many, many, many rough, dark times, especially since, my life started to change, and in fact, even before then, too. And I can't imagine my life without her because, well, there's been times where she's the only reason why I've even gotten out of my bed in the morning, or else I would have spent all day there in that dark room alone. But I think that the choice is obvious. The choice is right there in front of you. You give the dog one surgery, providing it's not too invasive or too messed up. You give the dog one surgery, and then after that, it kind of is what it is, right? She's a minimum of a 10, 11-year-old dog that has spent between 2 to 4 years in a puppy mill before I got her. And she was in pretty rough shape when I got her, and I was able to bring her back. So you think of all those litters of puppies that she had, must have eventually would have a toll, would take a toll on her body, right? But we got back to camp here. I finally got her to eat late the other night, and got some medication in her, got her drops in her. And I'm hoping that all that'll clear up before the surgery. But it'll kind of be one thing at a time, and one step at a time. If it wasn't for the money, the whole money thing, I would have been on the road trip. And then I probably would have had to have cut it short for the dog surgery, coming up here. So sometimes you may not realize when things are happening, why they're happening, why doors are being closed. But sometimes doors are closed for a reason. Sometimes they're closed because you need to be closer to home for the doctor or for the vet, or you left that area because it wasn't working, and then later that day or the next day there's a nasty hailstorm that goes through there. With softball-sized hail, I've been lucky in the past and have skipped those large storms that have come through. But gonna get on with the day here, see what's the what, and we will catch you all later. Well, hello internets, here we are. We come to the end of another day. It was a good day, a bit of a relaxing day. A nice change from the pace of the way things have been. This campground is like whisper quiet compared to how Drumheller was. It's very peaceful here, a very muchly needed type of final breakaway from the season. But I've never shown you my camping setup here, camping stall here this time around. You got the trailer there and the truck parked at the front. You got a big open grassy area back there for a tent or family get-togethers or whatever. And then you have yourself a sunken type of fire pit back here. And there's even a path that goes down the hill. I'm not 100% sure where that leads yet. A person probably could or should explore that just to, just to make sure. This must have been somebody's seasonal stall at one time that pulled out and either went somewhere else or, no longer camps. This stall is normally bigger than what I showed you, except when I pulled in here I was really tired, really sore, and didn't really have it to give to fiddle around with the camper to get it over the remaining 8 to 10 feet. As you see, there's a nice space here, almost big enough to put another trailer in between my trailer and the trees. All I know is it's sure nice not to have the stress of driving. Sure nice not to see your fuel gauge constantly on E, or have to stress out about where the money's going to come from to complete your journey. But today was a good day, tomorrow's another one, and around it goes. And as always, thanks for watching Maxwell's Vlogs. Comment, subscribe, and enjoy.